I get it. I know I've been boring the hell out of you guys, but sometimes opening a business is going to be boring. Okay, but today we're gonna have a little more fun. Let's do a get ready with me on my everyday lip combo while we talk about bullies, how to deal with them, and my own horror stories. Your matcha, I'll grab mine, and we're spilling the tea. Before we do anything, let's get into what we're gonna be using today. I am going to be using the Makeup Forever Limitless Brown lip liner. God, that was a mouthful. And then we're also going to be using e.l.f.'s lip glosses. I have the color Vanilla Toffee as well as Wild Cherry. Situation right here is all you need. And you guys know I've been sharing this on my Instagram, and if you're not following my Instagram, follow here. If you see me looking this way, it's because I need a mirror to be able to do my lip liner. Let's start by lining our lips, and then we're gonna get straight into some of my personal bully stories and some tactics I wanna share with you on how you can deal with bullies. I'll record this for you guys on the opposite end. The side camera up for you guys here, and I'm gonna start lining my lips. I like to go underneath. Right there, okay? Not too much, but not too little because I want that extra pouty look. You guys can see I'm just rounding out and overlining both the top and the bottom just by a little bit. All right, if you guys can see that, I have something like this. And that is just with lip liner. So because I'm so oily, you guys, oh my gosh, I'm about to really piss myself off because I didn't record it the whole time. Yeah. And that's why I say shout outs to all the OG makeup gurus on YouTube, because like, what was that? It's so difficult because your brain is worried about so many steps. You guys saw the point. Because I'm not about to wipe this off and do it again. But like I was saying, just at this point, when you have the lip liner, it looks so cute, but because I'm oily and I like to talk and eat and chat with my clients, I'm gonna use a little bit of powder and actually set that lip liner. So just grab a little bit, pucker, and add a thin layer of powder. So while that's settling in, let's talk about these bullies online, okay? Because they be pissing me off. And I'm gonna tell you how I dealt with them, all right? When I first moved to Los Angeles, I didn't have any friends, I didn't have any family. I moved down here with my boyfriend. I wanted to make friends that I shared the same interest in. I wanted to make friends that were really aligned with my goals and where I wanted to be in life, which was to become an entrepreneur and to really take beauty seriously. So what I would do is message girls that I admired, that I loved their work, and I would be like, hey, my name is Anna. I'm a new artist. I would love to come shadow you. I would love to come hang out actually. And because I'm hanging out and you allowing me in your space, I would actually love to offer something. I never want to come empty-handed. So I don't know if that's like the Vietnamese, like Asian culture in me, but we never come to somebody's house empty-handed. I would say, hey, I would love to film for you. I would love to bounce creative ideas. However I can help, even down to cleaning. I will help you clean in between clients just to hang out, to get to know you. More often than not, they were so lovely. They invited me into their space and allowed me to film for them. This is not personal footage that I would post and monetize off of. This was for them to show them my gratitude, right? So all is amazing. I developed relationships, and a lot of those relationships I still am such like close friends with to this day. But there was a little one or two that after some time, and I built and deepened these relationships with these girls and started gaining visibility and traction in Los Angeles, did I start hearing like rumblings of my girlfriends coming back and telling me, hey, we know this mutual girl and she's been saying things about you, trying to steal her clients, or you are trying to sabotage her or lie about something. I'm like, I've only met this lady twice, and lie and sabotage about what? She was spewing all these lies about me that didn't align with my character, and anybody who knew me from the time that I've been here in LA can see that because they've spent time with me. They know how I move. They know that I give more than I ever take. And then, so I felt very offended by that. So I'm gonna share with you guys 3 tactics on basically what I did to deal with the bully. And tactic number 1, you're gonna be civil, because I was so appalled and confused. Like I had more questions than I had answers, right? So more often than not, when somebody is being catty with you like that or spreading outright lies about you, 1, you would probably have to laugh first because it's so comical. But number 2, you also want to be civil. I'm never going to be the person, and I hope that you aren't either, to put it on social media and put it on blast, because I find that that's very unprofessional. As adults, we should be able to have a conversation. So I would slide into the DMs privately away from the group chat and just be like, what is your issue? Like, I'm hearing you saying all these things and we can have a conversation. Was there some sort of miscommunication? Did someone lie on me and made you believe something else? Like, talk to me, you know? But when I feel like that conversation also doesn't go anywhere because that person has so deeply wanted to validate how they feel about you. They might just outright not like you. If being civil doesn't work, you move on to number two, which is mirroring. So if I come to the point where I'm trying to be kind and patient and understanding, and I feel like you're calling me all sorts of bitches and hoes, liars, sabotager, whatever, and that doesn't align with my character, I'm gonna mirror your attitude. If you're gonna be nasty to me, I'm gonna be nasty to you too, and be like, well, who do you think you're talking to, right? Show me the receipts. Because what a hating ass bitch likes to do is not have receipts, okay? I promise you that. The haters are gonna watch this. So anyways, hater, if you see this, please send me the receipts still. And I'm still open to have a conversation, but they never have receipts. They just speculate and speculate and speculate. So what you can do is mirror that. And then at that point, I feel like if it gets too hostile and it's really just draining on not only you, but even that person. And what is the point if it's draining you and you're not coming to a resolution, because that's always the goal, then you have to fully disengage. That means muting them, blocking them, completely removing them out of your life. Okay. So that is one real story that happened to me. But now let me also share with you these situations I've seen play out on social media. I'm telling you, this was like Nicki Minaj. Oh, hold on. I'm talking too fast. We got to move on to the next step, sweetie. We're going to take vanilla toffee because at this point I forgot that we're actually doing a get ready with me. Okay. Lip combo edition. So I'm going to put vanilla coffee all over my lip. We're putting the least amount of product in the center part here, because you guys know when you guys put too much product and at the end of the day, you have like that inner white rim nastiness. I like to keep a lot of the product and the moisture on the perimeter and then keeping it very light in here. I'm going to hit you with one of these. Why do I use two different colors? I like to add a little bit of dimension and that gradient effect, which you guys will see when we add this on. While that's settling in, some of the things that I've seen play out on social media are absolutely crazy, and I don't recommend you doing it, but it's also kind of like a train wreck that you can't look away from. So I don't pray that I ever see a lot of that, but when I do, I'm like, I gotta tune into the tea, you know? So there was a situation on social media. I think the artists were in Oregon, I believe. This trainer had students, and her students, like every trainer's goal, is to start their own business and become very successful. Because I honestly think that's an amazing reflection on you, that you killed it as a trainer, you gave them the playbook, and they grow and they grow, this period. This trainer, and she started blasting these two students slash artists of hers in the past. She tagged them and she was like, you're stealing my marketing, you're stealing my branding, you can't be original, like just blasting them. And I sat back and I was like, what? Because one, why would you do that? And then two, also, I looked at both of their things. And when I tell you guys, if you have been following along with the Nicki Minaj and like Cardi B beef that spewed into Nicki Minaj hating on Beyonce randomly out of nowhere in her tweet storm, was the alleged pose. So when I was looking at that girl's Instagram, she was like, you're stealing my marketing. And I looked at the two gals who just did the photo shoot. I'm like, when did the branding colors black, white, and gray become your original idea? Like, I'm not trying to invalidate how she feels, but when was a blazer for a photo shoot an original idea? Mind you, I feel like if somebody is copying you downright to like your hairstyle, your makeup look, the same shoes, the exact same colors maybe, okay, then I think you might have grounds for saying somebody is copying you. But if they're using general colors and they're trying to do like business sexy, like that is not an original idea, okay? So that is one example that I've seen of someone just being unnecessarily catty. And then mind you, the girls did what I recommended you guys. They mirrored the same thing. Maybe they reached out to her. I don't know. I can't confirm. But they started using their social media, tagging her and being like, girl, are you crazy? Because sometimes also, you guys, I think with bullies, you have to accept, and that's a hard word, to accept their delusion. Like, you just have to accept that that's who they are, and there's no conversation or convincing outright don't like you, or they're jealous of you, or They just don't want you to succeed. So I have a suspicion that as her two students continued to partner and to grow and maybe like kind of match her followership on Instagram, that she felt threatened because they were in the same local community. And then how lame is that, you guys? Because there's millions of women in every single county, in every single city. It's like there's never going to be a time where you guys are going to be competing in that sense, because it really just falls back onto your marketing and your communication style, and if your own like whatever beauty service you offer aligns with what the client is looking for. It's just simple as that. I don't believe that you can steal somebody's client. So anyways, that was wild. It's one thing to deal with it privately, but when you're taking it publicly and basically broadcasting that to thousands and thousands of people, the only thing that it reflects on is you and how unprofessional you are, how you're unable to regulate your emotions. So again, if you take anything away from this, is please don't be a bitch and then don't post it on social media. So that is just a couple of examples of like horror inner industry stories. But let me tell you guys, the worst client experiences I have encountered, one that will never leave my mind, and one that all the girls at Stone Studios knows. And this is a client that we had. We are going to nickname her Rose. Rose calls me one day when I am out of town. Oh, and hold on, please. Now that the vanilla toffee has settled, we're going to go in with wild cherry, a little cliffhanger for you guys. And then we're going to add a little bit. This color is very bright, you guys. Like, look how opaque that is, right? So now I'm just going to, that's all I'm gonna add, and I'm just gonna keep this in the very center of my lip. That is it. And I'm gonna hit them. Oh, I can't even see. Let me grab my mirror, you guys. I'm sorry. In the center there, and we're gonna moop, 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 moop. Right? And then I'm now gonna let that settle in. Look how pretty and gradient and lovely that is. But don't leave, okay? Stay here. Just because you got the lip combo doesn't mean we're done with the story, all right? So our client Rose calls me one day when I'm working at the San Jose studio. And if you guys don't know, I still work at my Los Angeles studio and I fly back to work and service Northern California. Anyways, she calls me when I'm in Northern California and says, hey, I urgently have like a wedding or something. She had a big event coming up and she wants her microblading done and her eyelashes done ASAP. How can I book an appointment? How can I get in? And how can you see me literally within 48 hours? And so I knew the perfect person for her, which is Julie, because Julie has been apprenticing under me and basically mastering the same style that I do. So I'm like, perfect. Let me connect you guys, right? And hopefully they have availability to take you. So anyways, from the very beginning, it was trouble. And let me tell you why. The waters were murky, okay? She reached out to them individually. She starts to connect with them and they set up a date and time and they give her deposit instructions. And if you are familiar with beauty industry or a lot of even restaurant industries, we take a deposit just to confirm that you're committed to this date and this time and you're gonna show up on time, right? Since that very moment, she was like, do I have to do a deposit? Can I use a gift card? I don't have it right now. And they're just thinking to themselves, why is this so challenging? Like, I really want to help her. She's the one that needs the service within 48 hours, but it seems to be just a roadblock or something just not clicking. And it feels like she's not serious about this, right? Eventually, after a headache, they somehow work out a deposit with her, okay? They set a date and time. The date and time comes. She comes in with a giant lunch pail, a giant backpack. Can't remember exactly if she showed up on time, but this is what happens when she steps in the studio. She opens up our fridge without asking anybody and starts unloading her lunch pail into the refrigerator. Like, I wouldn't even do that at my cousin's house, let alone a beauty service provider. Like why are you opening the fridge and just putting your shit in there? But anyways, she starts unloading her lunch. Maybe she expected to be there the whole day, who knows? And she whips out her laptop, by the way. And I don't know how you're gonna get work done on your laptop because your eyes are closed. So you see, you're starting to get like, something's off here, right? She goes to do her lash appointment and she keeps getting up to the bathroom every 10 minutes. And then my lash girl, my girlfriend Aaliyah, calls me and says like, I don't know what's happening, but she's leaving to the bathroom and staying in there 10 minutes at a time. And every time she's taking photos of her lashes. I said, what do you mean she's taking photos of her lashes? Girl, she would go into the bathroom with her newly lashed eyelashes, pluck them off, set them on our like drawer in there. How do I know? Because I know what my drawer looks like, okay? It's the same color, it's the same metal, it's the same everything, and I see our white wall. She would set them on the thing and basically said, hey, they're not staying well. Girl, they were just put on you. What do you mean? You're plucking them off. Like, something's not right. Something's not clicking. Then it gets worse. Finally, after hours and hours, Aaliyah finishes her set and she moves on to Julie to do her microblading. And so with microblading, we just need you to sit still and we need you to just relax so we can do our job and produce amazing brows for you. This lady kept moving her hood up to cover her eyes. By the way, her eyes were just lashed, okay? So you probably shouldn't be adding pressure to them anyways. She said that she was allergic to the light. Getting the calls from the girls, like, I don't know what to do. And now it comes to payment time. I can only pay with gift cards. I can only pay with, like, girl, you got serviced 3 hours a piece by these poor girls who are trying to make a living. And now some way, somehow, I just feel it coming. You're trying to wiggle out of paying for your service. So that's why you took those fake photos in the bathroom to say like, hey, the retention's not good when they were just placed on. Or you're saying that, you know, you're allergic to light and it was bothering your eyes during your microblading appointment. So you shouldn't pay for feeling uncomfortable. So mind you, I'm 400 miles away in San Jose, so I don't even know how I can be of support to them because I can't talk to the client myself at this point. I'm very assertive and my girls are gonna get paid. You're not about to take advantage of my girls. That's just not gonna happen. I'm like, don't let her go. At the end of the day, we could call the cops. Do not let her go until she pays. And eventually she ended up paying. But it's like some people will come and lay on your bed and there is just no telling where it's gonna go, but you get a vibe. From the very beginning, you get an aura and a vibe of how this might take a left. Now, let's finish off this lip combo. We are gonna go back in with a paper towel or any napkin, and I am going to, again, boop, and that's gonna take that extra product off there, and we are now going to do our last blend, and then pat it out. That pretty much concludes our lip combo and some funny and interesting stories that I've experienced in the beauty industry. And I hope that you can laugh at the pain that I've gone through and especially remember these moments when you encounter your crazies, and that way you know how to deal with them because nobody is worth your peace. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and share with a friend. Share with somebody who is in for a laugh or who is starting their new journey in the beauty industry. And I can't wait to see you guys next week. Bye.